Good evening, everybody, and I'm Noreen McClendon. Welcome to another session of Free to Heal, where we are formerly incarcerated loved ones and children of formerly incarcerated, and we come together every week trying to heal the ravages and the things, the wounds that were caused in all of our lives by mass incarceration. And so, what I was saying to our group here is that it's good to come together every week and discuss the problems that we face. But the thing is, how do we fix them? Where do we go from here? And one of the things is, so I want to focus a lot on how do we fix, where's the fixes? What are the things, what are the solutions to the things that we do that can help us to be better and help us not be in so much pain and not continue to inflict that pain on other people? Because a lot of times when we don't heal, I saw a meme that says something about, if you don't heal what happened in the last relationship, you're going to bleed on the person in the next relationship. So we're not talking about trying to bleed all over everybody. Okay. It's just so unattractive. Right. It is so not the thing to do. Right. So but what that requires is for us to work on us. We can't constantly be blaming everybody else. At some point, we have to accept responsibility for the state and condition that we find our lives in. And so as most of you guys know, the book I wrote is Hurt People Highway, Identifying Unhealthy Elements in Relationships. Well, the last chapter of that book, after we've identified those elements, is where do we go from here? And it's the question that keeps coming up a lot in my life and all over the place. Okay, so now what? The guys in Folsom, they want to know, well, now what? Now that we start identifying everything, what's next? Well, part of that is to heal, but this is something I want to read to you guys from my workbook. Hurt People Highway to Workbook. Okay, and this is in chapter 6. Once you've done the self-evaluation, you understand what that means? You evaluated you. Me and Roberta didn't break up, and I'm gonna figure out what's wrong with me by figuring out what happened with Roberta. If I want to know how to heal and move forward, I'm gonna have to figure out what happened with me. Okay, I can't keep looking at Roberta. I gotta look at me. Okay, so that means self-evaluation, self-assessment. What is it that I'm doing? How did I, damn it, wind up here? In all of this pain, with all of these wounds, how did I wind up here? Okay, so after you've done the self-evaluation necessary to identify unhealthy behavior you participated in, have formed a clear picture of who you are and what you stand for in relationships, it's time to set a value, a standard for yourself. We got to set a value. We got to set some standards. There's some things I won't do. Now, for those people who are incarcerated, have been incarcerated, we have identified on these sessions before that the one thing everybody is concerned about, the formerly incarcerated as well as loved ones, is the person not going back to prison. So as people who have been incarcerated, the one thing you know is you can't commit crime unless you want to take a chance on going back to prison. It's just that simple. That is one thing that's very clear. That is a standard, a simple standard you got to set for yourself. I can't decide that for you. You got to decide what that looks like. How close you want to come up to the line of what's legal and what's not is on you. Right? For me, my little 12 hours in the cell, I can just tell y'all this. I ain't able to do it. It ain't enough room in there for me, and the toilet is too close to the bunk. Okay? Them little 12 hours, so let me just tell you this. I ain't gonna be able to go to prison for you. Okay? Now, that's my standard. That means I don't even want the appearance that I did nothing wrong. But that don't have to be your standard. You could dance on that line and tiptoe, play around with the people all you want to, throw rocks at the pen. Go right ahead. But that's not going to be me. But you got to decide what that is for you. Okay? But understand this. It's in every relationship. You got to have a standard for you, what you will and what you won't do. Okay? I tell anybody in a heartbeat, I don't do undefined relationships. If it's not defined, it's nothing.
It's a friendship.
Well, if it's a friendship, then that has standards, right? Right. So at some level, it has a definition, though, because not everybody I know is my friend, right? And so I have standards for even being my friend. What I found is I have to have friends who are going to be friendly toward me. You don't just get friend status with me and you ain't friendly toward me. So sorry. Yes, sir.
Can I ask a question?
Uh-huh.
We talk about friends, we talk about family.
Let me just make sure they can hear you. Can you guys hear him?
We talk about friends, we talk about family, we talk about companionship. First, we have to define who we're going to be in these relationships. How do we define ourselves in these relationships? And then from there, we can know what is required to fulfill who we are in these positions.
So that's why I said we're talking about after you've done the self-evaluation, identified unhealthy behavior you participated in, formed a clear picture of who you are, right? And what you stand for in relationships. It's time to set a value. So you got it, like you say, that those things have to come first. Yeah. We got to decide who am I? What are my standards? What is my behavior? One of the reasons, and that right there, James, is one of the reasons I don't do undefined. Because I don't even, if it's not defined and we just flowing, I don't know what my responsibilities are to you. Well, do I or don't I?
True.
See, some people don't think that.
The reason why I say that is because if we can't define where we are with each other.
Can you hear him? Can you hear him, Otis?
If we can't define where we are, who we are to each other, then why am I there?
Well, for me, I don't think there's no purpose in being there. But what I will tell you is some people, even though they don't have a definition, they have an unspoken expectation. Right? Lots of unspoken expectations. And then they will punish you for what you didn't do. Even though what you didn't know. People do it every day. I expected, well, I just thought, oh, hell no. See, no, that's a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for me getting my feelings hurt. Because guess what? You come to my house 3 nights a week, you eat my food, you take a shower in my house, flush my toilet, have sex with me, but we don't have no, and then all of a sudden, you ain't my woman. Ooh. Okay. Okay. I feel a number coming because I'm getting ready to get you. I feel a number coming, right? But guess what? People do it every day. You see what I'm saying? So yes, that's why I don't do undefined. That's why Noreen, and I'm not telling nobody what they should be. You set your own standard for yourself. I ain't the boss of no damn body. If I'm lucky, I get to be the boss of me. Okay. So my thing is, let me figure out, let me understand. Because guess what? Diane, you mentioned being friends, right? Me and you, I consider you my friend.
Yes.
That means certain things to me. If you call me and say you need, I'm supposed to be on my way.
Right.
I'm supposed to do what I could do.
Right.
That's my definition of friendship.
Right.
Right?
Right.
There's some people I know. Mm-hmm. They can call all day and I ain't coming. Mm-hmm. Don't care what they need. Ain't my business. Right. They not my friends, but I know you. Mm-hmm. I know you in the street. Mm-hmm. I know you from somewhere. But you're not my friend. Mm-hmm. But part of the reason that I consider you a friend, anytime I ever called you, you on your way. That's the thing. That's over 20 years. We've been rolling like that. And look, we never actually sat down and said, today, Diane, we're gonna be friends. Will you be my friend? We didn't do that. No, we never did that. but we behave that way. So that's how I began to give you the title in my life. That's why I put you in that category. The other thing is though, me and you don't have sex.
No.
So when a dude come to me telling me he want to have sex, but we just friends. Well, I don't screw my friends.
No.
I don't have sex with them.
No, I have sex with friends.
You see what I'm saying? I don't do that.
That'll cause a problem.
So that's confusion. Well, for me, again, I ain't talking about nobody else's stuff. Listen, I'm telling you what works for me, where my lines have to be drawn, because I know how I am. Now, it's not that I'm a prude and all of that about, no. My issue is this. If I decide today that I want to have sex with you, I don't want to hear nothing about you got baby over here need to see. No. You could have seen me all the last 5 times that I said I wanted to see you and tell me no this one time in Houston, we got a problem.
Uh-oh.
Yep, I'm spoiled. I want what I want, and that's it. Now, that may not be right,
Uh-oh.
but that's the way it is. And that's why we need to have us an understanding. Because if that's what I'm expecting from you, I think I owe it to you to tell you that that's what I'm expecting from you.
Uh-oh.
It's not fair of me just to have these expectations, and now I haven't said nothing to you, and now you're trying to figure out what I'm mad about.
Expectations with wings.
Say it louder, baby.
I said expectations with wings.
With wings, okay? They just flying free. They ain't attached to nothing. They ain't attached to no commitment of no kind, right? But again, these are things where people have to decide these things for themselves. I can't fix this I can't make these determinations for you, right? But they need to be made. And this is another thing. You have to tell the people that you're in relationship with. You have to. Because if you don't, that's a breeding ground again for confusion. Okay. It is the level of investment a person must make before they can have access to the time, talents, and gifts they are asking for. So that value, that's what that means. If you want to access my time, my talents, my resources, whatever it is, there's a level of investment you need to make first. And we all got to set that. We cannot be just anybody who want to be in our life just to get to come and they just get to, have us running errands for them and running errands, going to get their mama medication and, you know what I'm saying, taking mama to the doctor and all of this. Yeah, see, listen, but a lot of people every day walk around like that. As an employer, I have to tell my employees what the expectations are.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth.
I struck a nerve. Sorry.
Everybody, okay, I work with Miss Maureen now, and I work with a bunch of kindergartners. And I tell her all the time, I'm in there with all of them because you still have everybody holding hands. It's time to let that hand go. They're not kindergartners, but they act like it because Noreen spoils everybody. And if you say one thing to one person, but Noreen said, and I tell them I'm not Noreen. I'm not Noreen. Don't come to tell me that no more, Rick. I'm not Noreen.
I think.
That's your uncle. But he always getting on my case about the other people, and I had to tell him, stop being the people cheerleaders, please. Please stop being their cheerleaders. If that invoice is not in here, ain't nothing I can do about that, Rick. Nothing I can do. You want me to make up an invoice and pay it now, Rick?
And we got sound effects, y'all. Y'all don't. We got sound effects. We got.
You said I don't.
It's played to music back here. We got one singing and two people. Okay.
But yeah, she got everybody at the job spoiled. They all act like they're in kindergarten. Everybody walk around holding him, Rick. And Rick don't hold nobody hand. Jay, don't play. They like this all day.
And so they go 2 by 2 die. They holding hands.
Who can't pick up their checks? EJ and Rick. When I see EJ, I see Rick. When I see Rick, I see EJ. What are we doing?
So this is the thing. This is the thing. Again, I'ma say, and I have to tell them what my expectations are. I have to tell them that.
But your expectations are not her expectations.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So if a person does not understand that, it
Oh my goodness.
causes a conflict.
Wait, I'm gonna have to check. We're gonna see how we get that later on. Hey y'all, it's me. I'm here.
Hey, Steve, glad you
I'm-
made it, sweetie. Just a second.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Expectations are necessary. Expectations let you know where you stand. You, like she just said, we just sleeping together, no expectations. What happens when one person feelings get involved? Then they have expectations. So we hooked up, we together every day. Oh, yeah, you know, okay. And when he asked her, when she asked him, so what are we doing? And he's like, we ain't
What you
doing
mean?
nothing. Yeah, we just hanging out.
Forget what we-
Automatically, her feelings, shut up.
Yeah, that's
Automatically, her
even worse.
feelings are
Wait a minute, that's the truth.
No, but it is. It's worse.
because
But
yes.
she now has expectations, but expectations are necessary. So what she is saying is, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to give you my expectations up front. If we fucking, we together. If we not together, we not fucking.
so
That's the expectation.
Yes. Oh, okay. No, go ahead. Go ahead. You can go ahead and advocate.
Expectation.
You can go, come on and advocate because we
You can put them
one thing
horns
you
up
do-
your
come on,
butt.
come on, but I want you to be
Ain't
up
no
close. I
devil's
want you to see your
advocate.
damn face. So when we clock your ass for this advocation, wait, advocation the word. When advocation, when we clock you for the advocation, you'll know. But yeah, okay, but go ahead. We want you up
No,
close
my
first.
thing is this. What happens when the person, you tell a person and they don't wanna listen?
So why you keep going around the person?
Then your expectations are to stop fucking with them.
That's your
Why
next
you
move.
keep going around the person?
That's your
Because-
next move. No, your
because- They've
That's
given
no
you,
problem.
they
That's
by
why-
proxy, they've given you the
Why?
expectations.
Okay,
and
somebody
now you
explain to
choose
me
do
why-
something
I
different.
just need.
You choose to do something different and keep
Exactly.
fucking with them, and then
I
they
choose
come
to
back
do something
with the
different.
bullshit,
Don't say
and then
nothing.
guess what?
But then,
It's all fucked up.
You're right.
but then when you tell them,
Expectations are necessary.
when you tell them that your expectations is over, done, finito, goodbye, hasta luego, sayonara.
And
Laugh.
And
And then you sit up here and you say, okay, we're not fucking. We're not fucking.
okay,
What did you fuck
and
before?
exactly.
Now,
yes, they fuck before.
Yes.
You're not fucking, you're not fucking no more.
No more.
fucking
No more. Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah,
So,
I said that,
okay,
no.
Tony said she gotta go. So
No.
this is the thing. Let me tell you the thing about that.
and then when you wanna stop and say, you know this person,
That is because you changed the expectation.
Thank you.
And just because,
Yes.
okay, now wait, and I gotta say this about, wait,
don't
Hold it.
ask me a question
hold it right
if
there.
you don't want to answer.
No, hold it right there.
let me tell you what's really important. Wait, what's really important about what Tony just said. Wait, hold it, wait. Because this is very, very, very important about what Tony just said. Tony said you changed the expectation, but this is the thing, is that just because you feel different does not mean that the other person is required to take the renegotiation. Okay, and guess what? If they choose not to take the renegotiation, guess what happens? You're supposed to step off and cut it. Okay? Quiet
on the set.
Okay? So now, so this is the thing. So listen, that
I have
happens.
a
I
right
want you to
to change.
understand. No, you do, but they don't have to change with you.
Exactly.
And you're absolutely right. You have a right to change. And what happens is when they don't change with you,
Wait, what about the other person's rights? You keep talking about
Yeah, they got rights, but if don't ask me a question, and I give you my truth, and you don't want to accept
but
it.
this is the thing.
Okay.
But this is the thing about that. Let me say this. Wait. This is the thing. Okay. When you tell them it's over, okay, and they continue to function as if everything is still moving forward. They still want to know where you going, what you doing, who you whatever. They still may ask you, even if it's only once a month, they want to call and check in like that, right?
In the morning when they call,
When you, right, when they do that,
Take your bottom lip, put on back.
Oh Lord, when they do that, you have two choices. You have to, when what you should be doing is cutting them off altogether. And that means there's no they shouldn't even have access to you anymore. You know why? Let me tell you why they shouldn't have no access to you. Because you have now set a boundary, even if it's a new boundary. Hey, you set a boundary. You set a boundary, and now they are violating your boundary. And when they violate your boundary, your responsibility is to make that so that they can't do that anymore.
So
and anytime you don't do that, what winds up happening is chaos ensues. Okay, now. So, okay, I'm gonna go to you and then I'm gonna come to you, Di. Let him, wait, 1 second. No, wait, 1 second. You gonna have to wait. Go ahead. What
I'm
was
a man, I'm not a woman.
right,
So
absolutely.
I don't, that's why I'm a sister,
Right.
because I love y'all, y'all educate me all the time. But what I'm trying to say is this, if you ask me, what are we doing? And I say, look, relationship, we're no good, we're toxic. So why even go there? Let's just be friends.
Well, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Wait. I say right then, I don't, and you already know, I don't fuck, like you said, I don't fuck my friends, right? I don't kiss my friends, I don't fuck my friends, none of that. But if you need me, like, if you say I need to borrow $20, okay, yeah. I got it's $20. But if you call me and I tell you no, I'm not coming, I'm not giving you this or that, accept it.
But let me just tell you, I'm gonna tell you where the challenge comes in, okay? So what you just described to me is a situation where, particularly because as Tony asked the question, you guys have been in a situation, if you guys have been in a situation before, you guys had a more intimate relationship in the past. What happens is a person that had that, she didn't want to renegotiate. Okay, she wanted it the way it was. And what happens is something you said, there was a key word that you used, and that was, as a relationship, we're toxic. That means to me, that signifies to me, you can't even be friends with this person. That is the first. Wait, no, shh. No, breathe. Wait, right. Hold that breath. Right where you at. Okay. Okay. Let it out.
Because
Okay,
when
there
you
you go.
violate your own boundaries,
Right.
that's when all the problems kick in.
Yeah. So that's what happens.
I'm like,
Because you're still trying to be a friend. You're still trying to be a friend.
My
Toxic
grandmother
is
said,
toxic, period. That's what it is. It's one by itself.
in a
Toxic
relationship,
is
we're
toxic.
toxic. But as a friend, we was always cool.
No, but that's not gonna. No, you wasn't. No. No, you thought you were. You thought you were, sweetie. Let me just tell you the
Well,
truth.
then, I'm a man. Teach me.
That's what I'm doing. That's what we're trying to do right now.
Don't beat me up.
No, okay, yeah, okay, no, yeah, but that's the difference. You whooping on him with the belt and he can't hear you. I'm just telling you what's happening. He cannot hear you because you whooping on him with the belt. So what I'm trying to tell you is that what you did was you took a situation that was an intimate situation and you tried to move it into a different zone, but it was toxic where it was, which meant you should have just left it alone altogether. If you ever find yourself, and that's anybody, I don't care who it is, if you ever find anything toxic at all, that means get the hell away from them fast and don't go back for no reason. Okay, so now you know.
Because you cannot repair.
Toxic.
You cannot repair toxicity.
Cannot.
You know, that's like you went to the landfill and you thought you were gonna be able to find that teddy bear in that landfill. It's not just the shit that's in that landfill, it's the toxicity, it's the gases, it's all of those things. You will never be able to go back once that landfill has been built.
Right.
You can not go back to friendship. You cannot go back to what predated that. You have to leave that situation altogether because, as she stated, and that is why I walked back, because I thought about what you said. You said before. So that's why I thought, and I came back, because where did it come? It came in when the sex got into the picture, and from that piece of it, you wanted to, like she said, renegotiate the terms, but she did not want to, and that drove her even worse, because how are you gonna pedal it back. You can't pedal back that toxicity. So you can't pedal back that landfill. You can't say, okay, let me go back. You know what? I can take this trash. I can take this banana peel. I can take all of this stuff and I can put it into the compost bucket now that I know I've been filling up this landfill. The landfill has already been created. You can't go back and take that out of the landfill because now it's non-compostable.
We tried to help you. We tried to help you. We tried to help you. I tried to tell you to be quiet, quiet on them, but you just want to keep talking.
No, you went to whooping on me.
But
My sisters went to educate.
but I'm educating you on that. Like I'm just reiterating what she has said. That is dead.
Yeah.
There is no getting that
Okay, and
relationship back in any way,
Right, no.
shape, or form. You have not divorced that person. You have buried that person. You cannot reclaim that ticket.
Okay, so.
because once y'all been there, it's too late. Now, what was you gonna say?
What, and this is, brothers, listen to what I'm telling you. Because I'm in court right now with a restraining order. And I was in a relationship, thought I'd backtracked it to friendship because she has in a relationship we was toxic. As a friend, she was a good friend. I wanted to go back to that friend because she was a good friend. But it got ugly. She came to my house, kicking and banging on my doors. Police called. She got arrested. She was drunk. She was under influence. I wind up having to go down and file a restraining order because I had to protect me. The way you protect yourself is, and y'all learn this in the groups, utilize the court system. It's not just against you, it's for you to help you solve some of these situations.
Make the court system work for you.
Right. You're not a punk. You're standing up and being a citizen because now we're citizens and this is what citizens do.
Right.
We utilize the court systems in a way that's in a way that's productive to us being free, us being able to come and get this teaching that we get from these sisters. Because me as a man, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a caveman. I'm a true caveman. I thought because she was like, well, where we at? I said, well, as a relationship, we toxic. We can't do relationships. I can't come and stay at your house no more. I can't do this no more. Matter of fact, just, every once in a while, if you're okay, just, hey, I'm okay. I thought we could go back there, but learning from my sisters and get whooped on, I'm understanding that that's something that we have to, once it's dead and gone, let it go. You can't go back to what was good, that friendship. And once you plug in, you can't pull out and sit the cord next to the plug. You got to pull it out and remove it from the house.
And what I want to say to you guys as a means of, in the vein of teaching, so that you know, once you've been intimate with someone and you've had sex with them, that notion that you just instantaneously going to go back to being friends, is not going to flourish unless time has passed and everybody is over each other. Because go ahead, Otis.
When a relationship starts in the beginning and then it turns out to be toxic, you can't go back into that toxin because you get contaminated. Mm-hmm. It's like working in a coal mine. You can't, after a while, you'll catch that coal in your lungs and you die. Yep. So, and then you get a wrong kind of a person. That person can turn into an insane person and take you out. Mm-hmm. So you got to be careful and you got to water your relationship. You got to make it grow. You got to make it. You got to add fertilizer to it. Then you got to make it water, and then it'll spring out good fruit. But if that fruit turns bad, you need to leave.
Exactly. Yep. And thank you for those things, Otis, because it's the truth is that you can't, particularly when you use the term toxic, when usually a relationship becomes toxic, and I don't care what kind it is, when somebody's not getting their way, when somebody doesn't feel like they're getting what they want or need. Okay? And what happens is they don't just get over it. Oftentimes they will accept what you say in hopes that you will change your mind.
Right.
Or they're thinking, I can handle it, because that's, I know for me, the best person for me to speak about is me. Many years ago, when in my 20s, when I was, a guy said he didn't want to be in this relationship, and I've talked about this with you guys before. I didn't think that I could change him. I thought that I could handle not having a position and not having a title. I thought I could handle that and still see him every week. I mean, this person, I talked to him every single day. He took me on vacations. He bought stuff for the house. I mean, you know, the bottom line is he monopolized all of my free time. Okay. And I thought that I could handle that when he got ready to go be with somebody else, that I could handle that. But I was young and didn't know, you're not going to never be able to handle that. You are way too spoiled for that. That is not going to work with you. Not to mention my feelings were involved. I didn't have enough relationship experience at the time to know. Well, now I know, right? That ultimately I cannot do that. So people will tell you, they may even agree. Like James is the person with James may have agreed with him in theory that, well, we could just be friends. Okay. But the reality is that person still wanted something else. And how do I know? Because when they found out that James was doing something else with somebody else, they was mad. Mm-hmm. One of the ways you know you're over somebody is when whatever they doing don't have no effect on you.
Right.
It doesn't affect you at all. You could care less. Let me tell you something. Some of my exes, they could come right here behind me right now and have sex with somebody right now, and I could care less.
I have a question.
Yes. Let me wait 1 second. Mr. Bird has a question. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry that I'm late. I would like to start joining these meetings in person because I kept getting on the meeting and they kept saying no internet and guys kept trying to help me get this. I want to come there in person because I'm tired. I go to that dog Francisco home 3 or 4 times a week, try to get to these meetings. I want to start coming in person.
So
this stuff is too stressful for me.
You got a pen? You got a pen?
I got a pen right in front of me.
58, 57.
58, 50, wait, 58. 57,
South Central Avenue.
South Central
Avenue, And it's Suite 180.
Suite
180.
Okay, Suite 180.
Right next door to Chase Bank. That's how you're gonna know.
Okay, so Central, 58. Central and what?
Slauson. Slauson.
Oh, all right, yeah, Slauson. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry I'm late.
That's okay.
But like I said, I kept trying to get on, and it kept saying the internet was down. But I'm gonna start coming over there in person because this phone is just killing me.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you are. But yeah, so we'll be happy to have you here in person. Now I'm gonna tell you, they crazy in here, as you can see. Okay, just so you know.
You say Slauson,
huh?
You said Slauson. Okay, yep. Yeah, no problem.
Listen,
okay,
they the fun bunch in here though, Mr. Bird. They the fun bunch.
What time should I be there? What time should I be there? What time should I be there?
I can't hear him and y'all. Wait, y'all talking too loud. I can't hear him. What'd you say?
What time should I be there?
6 o'clock. We start at 6.
6 o'clock. Okay.
6 o'clock.
So I'm gonna catch the bus. I'm right on 54th and Slauson, so I'll catch the bus. I know where it's at. I'm gonna start coming in person because this is just that's why I got all these gray hairs. Y'all stressing me out.
We're stressing you out.
They're stressing me out.
Is it the internet or is it us? Because see, I know we subject to do it.
Okay. Well, now I got 58, 57 Central.
Yep.
Suite 80.
180. Suite 180.
Suite 180.
But you'll know right next to Chase Bank, okay?
Okay, I got you.
Okay, next to Chase Bank.
Okay, I know where it's at.
That way you'll know where we are.
Okay, I'm gonna catch the bus one of these days during the week just to find out where it's at. Because I'm right about Slauson. I know where it's at. So, you know, I'm gonna start coming in person. I don't mean to cut y'all. I know y'all having a deep conversation about relationships. So that's what it's all about anyway.
Well, because this is the thing, Mr. Bird. This is the issue. The issue is is that it doesn't matter whether it's intimate partner relationships or whether it's friendships. What it is that we have to set boundaries. We have to set expectations. We have to express those things. And when we don't do it, even in the case of employment, when we don't do that, then we have chaos. And that's one of the things and that's why Diane says all my people are spoiled. And part of it is that at a certain level, particularly when we came through the pandemic and stuff, I can't do everything and be on every scene at everybody's job and telling them over and over. Okay, you gotta, at some point, y'all gotta grow up, like she's saying, stop being kindergartners and know how to do your job. And just do it because you know it's the right thing to do. So this isn't just about relationships with intimate partners. Every relationship, good relationship principles apply to all relationships. So in other words, communication, honesty,
understanding,
integrity, consistency, all of those things apply to your employer wants that. Your mama want that, your kids want it, your woman want that, your friend wants that. Everybody, we all want the same thing when it comes to any kind of a relationship. And so while we're talking in this instance, because James brought up a situation for himself and we're discussing that, please don't anybody get this misunderstood into thinking that this is just, we just in here gossiping about James' relationship.
Stuff in that situation himself.
Well, yeah, because James didn't understand that you cannot do what he was looking for was unrealistic. He had an unrealistic expectation that this situation that had been an intimate partner situation could somehow miraculously go back to just being a friendship. And that's not true. Not when it could if the other person wanted to do that. This other person still wanted to be in an intimate relationship. Clearly, I only know that. I haven't talked to this other person, but I only know that because of their behavior, how they behaved at James' house. And as a woman, I can tell you, I'm only doing that if I still want you like that. I'm only acting like that. I don't act out.
We together.
Right. If I think we're together, listen, it don't matter. Yeah, you did that, right?
You go.
Right.
I don't go all the time.
It don't matter. You go.
If you ever go.
You go. If she need, you go.
No, I don't go all
You
the
said
time.
it.
I said I go every once in a while.
Okay, but see, this is the thing.
No.
But this is the thing.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, right? So this is where the teaching comes in, right? This is where us teaching you comes in. It's too late. That's not gonna happen. This is where because it's gonna feel like it no matter what. It don't matter how she say it. It's not gonna matter. It's gonna feel the same way. So the reality is this: is that if you ever go, if all you got to do is go one time, and that encourages her.
We don't.
This is what. So as women, if I still want to be in a relationship with you, and I can still count on you, if I call you, if I figure out, James, I need you to listen to this and pay real close attention to this. As a woman, if I wave a distress flag,
you take it down,
and I'm the damsel in distress, I need, and you show up, I'ma always have some distress signal I need, especially if I want to be around you. You hear me? Okay? Believe me when I tell you, whatever works. You know how they talk about kids that need attention and their parents are ignoring them and they start doing bad things and they get attention and they start doing more bad things?
Yeah.
That's because they get the attention they're looking for. It don't matter whether it's in a negative format or not, or negative. And so for your friend, who you thought was just a friend, whether you know it or not, it didn't matter. If she found out, all I got to do is tell James, I need this, I need that, and James will show up, even if he don't show up all the time. Sometime it worked. Well, I'm gonna pull that chain every chance I get. At least it works sometime. So now you got to know that that's what it is. But ultimately, what we are responsible to do in those moments is we got to put an end to it. We can, okay? All right, now.
I did put it into it.
Yeah, but no. Now, with a restraining order.
Yeah, no call.
Right, now with a restraining order, but it caused you to have to involve law enforcement to put it in. And I'm saying to you, And I'm saying, it don't matter whether she was drunk.
So,
What I'm saying to you is this, the fact that you had to go to law enforcement, when you told her that we are done, and you never took her calls again, that would have been something different, right? You have to, because now, think about it like this, maybe this will help you understand. You had one boundary, and now you need to set another one. And that a bigger one, another one, and what that means is that's going to require more investment, more work. You're going to have to show her what is and what is not acceptable. So you don't get to mingle in and out and flow how you feel, because ultimately what you were doing is you was doing it when you felt like it.
What she said.
Doing what?
Whatever you would communicate only when you felt like it. And for her, that felt, so in other words, on those times when you did want to go to her aid, you did, right? That's what you wanted to do. When you wanted to talk to her, you talked to her. When you wanted to help her out, you helped her out. But when you didn't, you didn't. So what happens is that you were being her friend when it was convenient for you.
But that's the thing, it wasn't, well, let me shut up.
Yeah, thank you. Just stop.
Because guess what? Because I'm just telling you how it's received on the other end.
Okay, I understand.
So that will make me more mad. I'm just gonna tell you.
I'm gonna snap.
Oh, you gonna pick me up and put me down when you feel like it? Oh, you got me twisted.
Now I'm a toy.
Oh, yeah, because see that, no, but that's what it feels like. I'm just telling you. That is, but that's the end result. Right, yeah, you gotta understand,
Are you listening? I told you I didn't listen.
So this is again,
Sugared it up.
I tried to be nice.
Yeah, and that's what happened. So then, yeah, she had a little bit to hold on to.
yeah, you was giving her just enough, what she was getting for her.
What I did it to her, she had offered it one day, like, and was normal.
No.
And she still wasn't showing that,
No.
that cuckoo.
No.
Yes.
That was over with before we got, because that's why she asked me, the question of where we at, because I wasn't sleeping with her no more. I had been cut that off. I wasn't attracted sexually. to
But
her
you was
anymore.
still dealing with her in a level so she felt everything else was okay. So I can get back to that. Just let me keep on doing this and keep on doing that, because you keep showing up. That's all you have to do is keep showing the fuck up.
And at any level. And it don't mean all the time consistently or none of that, because she's holding on to a thread.
Yes, ma'am.
Land.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, right? So now you know.
I'm always about the analogy. Okay?
Yes.
So landfill.
Okay.
So do you want to continue you can walk in that landfill.
I'm out the landfill. I'm
No,
done.
you can walk in that landfill, but you have to consider your conduct, your own personal conduct
Right.
for the path forward. So moving forward,
I wrote in the book.
you can you can walk into that landfill and you could find a cougaran. Okay? Today, a cougaran might be worth $2,000, right? But what is the most that you will find in that landfill?
Bunch of shit.
Landfill.
Yeah.
Once you cross that path of toxicity, you have to cut it off all the way.
Yes, ma'am.
It sounds cool to
No,
say,
it sounds real.
but it sounds cool to say, you know what?
Yeah.
We can't be we can only be friends because this piece doesn't work. But you know what? If you need me, I'll be there for what have you. That sounds good in theory, but in actuality, it's not going to work because you are going to be stepping through landmines in that landfill, and you will never know what you're actually going to get, because once a relationship reaches that point of toxicity, especially if sex is involved, there is no way to make that work. Maybe time and space in a different plateau, but we don't have that much time left. We got more years behind us than we got ahead of us for that to even possibly be a thought, you might not even be able to walk at that time. You know what I'm saying? You might be on a cane and in a diaper. We don't have that much time to have that thought process. So that's why we are kind of honing in on you and saying, no, no, no. If you was 20, maybe you meet her again at another time when you both have matured and you've been through some things and you can come together. But at 50 and plus, you don't have that time to figure that piece of it out. So unfortunately, there's nothing that you can do for that person anymore. At all.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
that's why I said it's not a divorce. It's actually a funeral.
A burial. It is a straight up burial. And those are the things that we just have to pay attention. Again, that's why we come together. Again, like I said to you guys at the beginning of the session, our goal is, this is called Freed to Heal.
Honesty is the best way.
Freed to heal. We cannot heal our relationships or anything else if we're not going to deal with what's actually in front of us. Okay. So James had a misunderstanding of what's possible. He thought he could be this friend to this person that they had a toxic, intimate relationship. The reality is, if you have an intimate relationship that becomes toxic, you cannot be friends. Normally, you can't be anything to that person.
Right.
And I would offer for you guys, you never want to try to be around people who are toxic for any reason at all.
Right.
I would offer to you guys, I wouldn't care whether the person was burning on the sidewalk.
Right.
I wouldn't piss on them to put them out. If
Right.
they toxic, then that's what just need to happen. They need to burn it up. Like they probably need to burn, okay?
Yeah.
Because as certainly from what I have to give you, that's not everybody else's expectations. That's not everybody else's boundaries.
Right.
But those are my boundaries for me.
Right.
Because if you're toxic around me, what I have found is toxicity spreads and it seeps into stuff. It's like Tony talked about at the landmine. The landfill, what happens is it's not just the poop that you see on the ground, it's gases that's coming from all of that stuff that can harm you as well. You can't see it, but it's there and it seeps into everything. It seeps into stuff, and that's why, like Otis mentioned the coal miners and stuff. Listen, when you go in them mines for all that time, you're gonna come out with some stuff in your lungs, black lungs. It's a real thing. And if you can use that example when you think about it, anything that's toxic is just that. It's toxic. That means you should not want to be near it at all for no reason.
Because it doesn't feel good. You can make it, but it don't feel good.
No, and it's also not good for you.
No, I have to say you don't feel good.
Yeah.
You're always trying to pop it. You need to shut it down.
Yeah, it's not good for you. It's not good for you. So this is where we are. So for example, if a person wants to talk to me on the phone only for a couple of hours, whatever, okay, that's fine. But that doesn't entitle them to get a key to my house.
No.
Right?
No.
There's levels of investment. Okay. And we have to set what those are. What I want to do, let's see. Remember that these are values that you set. Nobody else can set these values for you.
Nobody else set them for you.
You don't let anybody set your worth or your value. You decide where the lines are. You decide what it costs to have access to you. I always tell you guys, I'm the liquor in the back that they need the key that's on the top shelf. Everybody can't afford me. I ain't for everybody. I'm also not the champagne that's in the little case over there and everybody can go over there and get it. And whenever they get ready, not the pink champagne. Yeah, they can just go on and grab one off the, yeah, that's not me. Okay, that's not me. Okay. No, yeah, not that one. No. Nope, none of that. Nope. The four pack, no. No, I'm the one they need the key to get to me. Okay, that's the value that I set for myself.
That cute bottle right there.
Okay, that's the bottle. If you allow people to set a value for you, they will set the value that works for them. They will set a value that only works for them. Let's think about people, let's think about people in incarceration. CDCR sets a value for y'all. When you go in there, whatever work you do, they set a value. It's not even a full $1 an hour. In California right now, minimum wage is around 16 something an hour. They're not even valuing you at a $1 an hour. That tells you don't want to give them your time, not unless that's how you feel about yourself, right? So again, I can't do things that will put me in the hands of CDCR because they're going to value me much less than I value myself. Diane always says, they're gonna have to move that wall over.
Move it over and make it a little bit bigger. It's meant to be a suite in here.
Okay.
This needs to be a little bit that way. This needs to be a little bit that way.
And what they're gonna do to the floor? Shouldn't they have something different on the floor?
Because it needs some stuff down here. Needs to be some carpets and stuff. A little something on the floor, and then the walls need to be painted some more colors. It's too.
And do you need some air conditioning?
Yeah, they're gonna be trying to put me on the pills because every day I want this wall down, and they're gonna be.
And you're gonna be trying to knock down the wall. See her insanity with the people. She don't want to be bothered with the people because she got a value for herself that they don't care about. Okay, they don't value her in that way. And what happens is, and using that term toxic literally tells you how they value you or not. That in and of itself, in as much as you can use that term for the relationship, that tells you that this person didn't value your boundaries
at all.
They didn't value you. If anything, they wanted to use you for what they wanted to use you for, and they're not capable of honoring your boundaries. Okay. So that becomes, again, our responsibility, but I want us to understand it's our job to set that and to say when enough is enough. One of the things that helped me start getting over the most hurtful relationship I was in my 20s was my mom called me and I'm boo-hooing about the relationship. And she just asked me a simple question. She said, Noreen, when is enough enough? Wow. That's a simple but profound question. When is enough pain enough? Enough disappointment enough? When is it enough? And that's when I began to ask myself that question. Well, when is enough enough? How much more time am I going to invest? How many more times am I going to allow myself to be disappointed? How many more times am I going to not get what I want and be embarrassed in front of people? How many more times? And all of those were decisions I had to make for me. This had nothing to do with him. This was about me, but I had to accept responsibility for that. So this is what I say to all of us, it's necessary for us to set value on ourselves, on our time. When we go to work, we go in and they offer us a salary. Oftentimes people they negotiate a salary. Somebody may say, well, we have $20 an hour to pay for this position. And you say, well, can I get a little bit more? Can I get $21 an hour? Can I get $23 an hour? Because that's what I need to make it worth my while to come here and work. That's a negotiation. And you do that up front. You don't do that at midstream, or if you go into a job and you accept an employment offer and you accept this amount of money. If you want a raise, and it's not just about I've been here now a year unless you negotiated that up front. But if you want a raise, then you need to be able to show your employer what you additionally bring to the table. Right. What else do you bring to the table now? I have people that I have employed that didn't have all of the skills to do the job that I employed them to do. And once they learned how to do it, now they're like, well, I want to make the money at the highest range of this thing. And it's like, no. Why? Because I taught you everything. I invested. You only know what you know because I did it. Now, if you want to go and make top dollar, you can go ahead and leave and go somewhere, and I'm okay with that. But you're never going to make up that salary and make up that range while you're employed here. Because what I did is I paid you and trained you simultaneously. And as long as I'm paying and training and teaching you, then you're not going to make top dollar. I'm going to pay you a decent salary. I'm going to pay you a living wage. I'm going to pay you whatever, but you're not going to make top dollar here. You're going to have to move on. That's the way our company works. If you ever go into something and you're the one and they're teaching you everything you need to know about that job, they're not going to pay you top dollar and teach you all at the same time. So again, this is about us setting a value for ourselves. And if you don't think that this is worth what they're willing to pay you, then don't take the job. Don't take the job. But ultimately, we're responsible for it. I want to give Felix, I want to ask you if you can unmute for me and give us any comments on the topic.
Yeah, so for me, it's value. I mean, you hit it the nail on it. Like you say, whatever the expression is, pretty much you have to set your own value. And you got to see what your own self-worth is, your self-respect. Because if not, we just going to be running around just chasing whatever and whoever. I kind of stay away from the word. And I'm sorry, just the distractors that drive me. So I don't like to use the word expectation because when you expect things, then you set yourself up for failure.
So you can, interchange it with boundaries.
Yeah, boundaries, or let the other person know what your needs are. You know, entering a relationship, this is what I need. This is what I look forward to in a relationship. And it's all an agreement. It's like you could pretty much say a contract, because you're entering into a relationship. You're going to spend probably the rest of your life with this person, and after a year or a couple of months to a year, the other person should know what your needs are and shouldn't have to be told and expect your needs and just meet your needs without, just.
I want to push back. That's not true. The only way that they're going to know is if you have told them.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, you have to, if you have not shared a boundary, expectation, need, or want, assume that the other person doesn't know. That is the best assumption you can make. If I have not verbally told you what I expect, what I need, or what I want, I'm wise to assume that you have no idea. Because that is where now I'm not, as you say, disappointed because you didn't meet it. But once I have told you, if you don't meet it, then I have a choice. Either I stay or I go. If you do something that offends me, or I tell you I have a need, or I tell you that I don't like it, that you do this and you do it anyway, what that says is either you can't stop it or you won't stop it. And either way, it doesn't matter for me because it's still going on. So now I have a choice. I have to either stay in the situation and accept that this behavior will continue, or I walk away, but I have to close it down all the way. So a person, the only way anybody is ever going to know what we need, what we want, what we expect, what our limits are, is if we actually tell them. So that's one thing I want to be real clear about. Nobody's going to know. I was dating a guy much younger than me. He said, well, because you're older, I just expected you automatically know. Oh, no. Because no two people are exactly the same. No two people are exactly the same. And there's no way for anybody to know. I don't know of the mind reading course. I never heard of it. So it is, as long as we have needs, wants, desires, expectations, boundaries, we have to say something. The first time that somebody crosses my boundary, I'm obligated to say something to them and tell them, because they may not have known. But then once I share that with you, now you're responsible because I did tell you. Okay. And now I can hold you accountable. And so again, these are all about the values I set for myself. They're not about what you say, it's about what I say. And so yes, that's very important, is to have those boundaries for ourselves. So thank you. Thank you for that. Otis, any final comments from you, sweetie?
Not really. You hit the nail right on the head. You got to really, like I said, you got to talk to the person, and you got to have commonwealth in each relationship. Because if you don't, you're watering a dead plant and it ain't going to grow.
Right. One understood. I like that. I like that analogy. Thank you. Chester.
So I got to go.
Huh?
I have to go. I gotta get up in the morning.
All righty. Okay. Good night. Chester, I
Hold
want to give you an opportunity. Any of your thoughts?
Hello?
Yes,
Can you
I
hear
can hear you.
Yes, me, I think you hit it on the head. You have to value yourself. You have to have good communication, respect, and I believe how you value yourself is going to determine what type of friendship and relationship you're going to have. Set boundaries for yourself, and have communication and get to understand that person, get to know that person, and just don't settle for anything, because a lot of people, like you said about toxic relationships, only way you stay in a toxic relationship is you toxic like that person.
Uh-oh.
Believe.
Uh-oh. That's true. That's true. When you said it, it reminds me of nobody goes to hang out at the crack house that's not doing crack.
There you go.
No,
There you go.
nobody does that. That's just not where people hang out. If they're not doing crack, they're not going there to hang out. You're so right. The only way you stay in it, in a toxic situation, in a toxic environment, is if you got some toxicity going on yourself. That's very good. Thank you. That was very helpful. This is why I love checkout, because even though you haven't been talking the whole time, there's this, I always get these most profound things when everybody else, and this is how I learn from everybody else. And so I really thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Mr. Bird, any final thoughts for you? Wait 1 second. Can you unmute again, sweetie?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, uh-huh.
Okay. You guys talk about toxic relationships as far as being honest and letting that person know what you want out of the relationship. I'm going through the same thing right now today. You know what I mean? And the relationship is good. I explain to her and I tell her what I want and what I expect, and she do the same thing with me. And it is working. We get along very well, and that's why I like coming to this group, because I'm learning a lot as far as about relationships, and I take it and I talk to my girl about the same thing.
That's awesome.
It's
It's such a blessing to me to be able to provide a forum for people to learn and to have better relationships. Because a lot of things, if you don't know and she doesn't know, it can cause you where you might have otherwise been able to stay together and enjoy each other. You wind up separating because of something that if you guys just understood it, or understood a principle, you could have fixed it. So that's very helpful for me, and it's encouraging for me. And know that she's welcome here also.
Okay, because like I was saying, that as far as the relationship part goes, it's all about understanding and communication and listening. You know what I mean? And we do that very well together. I tell her how I feel, and she tell me how she feels, and we know what they expect out of each other, because it's all about communication.
Yeah.
And we do that every day. Every day we communicate, and that what makes the relationship, I think, grow stronger.
It does.
By knowing one another and knowing what the person are like, knowing what the person expects.
Yes. And the consistency, the constant communication, the constant building, the constant getting better with each other, learning, like you say, learning more about each other, that constant work on the relationship. Consider the relationship like a muscle. It's got to be work. If you don't work it out, then it's not going to, if you don't give it the workout, it's going to get flabby, and it's not going to stand up under pressure. So that's wonderful. And that's great. And I can't wait for the day when you go ahead and come on and see us in person. But if not, we'll see you on Zoom as often as you can.
I'm coming in person. I'll be there in person next week.
That's awesome. 6 o'clock. We'll be here. I appreciate that. Wonderful. I want to give those in the room. I want to, Ben, anything you want to say?
I'm so excited about those things. Teach me to understand how to listen.
Yeah.
But most of the people I talk and I listen. But when I listen, and we don't know what we want to say. But I'm glad to understand the thing that I have to listen to start to say what I feel.
Oh, that's great. That's good. Yeah.
They're gonna hear my soul, start to see the new world
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
really, you know,
That's awesome.
and I'm happy.
That's wonderful. I'm glad we're able to help to provide that for you because, you know, that's part of the thing is that you've been gone for a long time and then to learn how to get back in society and start relating to people. You can't relate to people the same way on the street that you did in prison. It's a totally different environment. Just being able to relate to the people that you meet and the people you want to be in relationship with and understand you got to tell them how you feel, right? And this is to encourage you to do that. So that's awesome. James? You woke? James, you have any final comments? Okay, so much for that. Darling, ma'am, anything from you?
Good night, everyone.
Good
I
topic,
appreciate it.
good conversation. Good night, everybody.
Miss Tony.
Okay. Great conversation. Thank you all.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Wait, Mr. Bird, I think I see you waving your hand. Wait. Were you just saying good night? Okay. Good night. We will see you all. We will see you all next week at Free to Heal. We thank you for being here. Don't forget to look at some of the videos on YouTube. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram. Leave us comments, any topics you want us to talk about. Just be here and we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Good night.